Okay. Sorry, I couldn't control myself right there.
That's fine.
Get it.
Oh, it's chilly.
Are you chilly? Yeah, usually that's me crying about being cold.
It's okay. It's good. It's good. All right. Hey, we made it work.
I missed this because I feel like it's been way too long.
It has
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Couple weeks.
It does feel weird. I'm not going to lie. It's like our regular. Has it been a month?
Maybe a month.
Well, yeah, we were, away. Okay.
That's a sign of a good bank.
We're running thin.
Okay,
It's running thin. Cheers.
Oh.
Ouch.
That's me.
Candice.
Candice is a pretty sounding name.
Candice
You were
is
saying
really
that
one in a
tequila's
billion.
really
Oh,
better.
I love you so much, Candice.
Who's
I
Candice?
think you know the 818?
Kristina, I'm sorry about that.
That was
Mental
smooth.
characteristics.
It depends the
Somebody
tequila
with the
you buy.
name of Kristina.
Maybe we need to start
experiences.
talking about the tequilas.
Kristina.
Talking about it?
Or just rating them. It
You
started
don't like 1800. It's
I
a
don't
tough
think I'm
one.
liking it.
Kristina.
You're Bret.
I was trying to be positive, like it's fine, it's a good one, but it's not.
Because you're a good friend. Thank you for that.
The Modern Matters podcast with Candice,
That's me.
Kristina,
I tried my best.
and Bret.
You did great. You're not a tequila girl, I get it.
I'm not, but you are one friend that has always been like bringing your tequila bottle.
Yeah, she
You're like,
she
all
turned
the
me
time.
on to tequila.
She's like, hey, you gotta try
turn
this. This
people
is some good
on.
stuff. I'm like, oh, really?
All right,
Isn't it
all
kind of
right.
hard? And you're like, no, I like it.
I'm hard.
Yeah.
I'm hard like that. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Modern Matters podcast with me, Candice, and Kristina.
Hey.
Special K.
Special K.
And Bret.
Hi.
Hello. Today is a fun topic. Ooh, it could be serious. Like this could go far. Control.
Yeah.
The FDA
Ooh,
is
here we
expected
go.
to approve the first new treatment for
Lord.
depression in decades.
Ketamine.
A general anesthetic
That's been used illegally as a party drug known as Special K.
To legitimate
Special
depression
K.
treatment.
It's like
What?
falling perpetuously
This
Well-
is it. It's a real thing.
Your namesake.
Yeah.
Very psychedelic.
Let's see
I
if
was
they call
falling
me
to
out
the
again.
Back of my head, almost
Oh,
like this
God.
voice.
extremely frightening.
Maybe that's what's wrong with me.
Ketamine was first introduced into the medical community back in the 1960s as an anesthesia agent, and it's still used for anesthesia.
It's
So
still
at higher
used.
doses, it completely puts you
Look
to
at
sleep.
him. He's
But
right
what
out.
happens in these sub-anesthetic doses, which is what
That's
you're
what
going to
kids
use
have often
today,
in
is a much
hospitals.
lower dose that
Special
puts you
K?
in
That's what I
a
had when he broke his,
subconscious, altered
arm.
state of consciousness for a period of
all
about
good.
an
I'm
hour
alright.
or sometimes
My
less.
gosh.
It's variable from patient to patient. It
I
doesn't
was
put you fully asleep, but it does allow you to have a completely
Kellogg
different
really changed their
perspective on
scope
Yeah,
everything
right?
in these
It's a
new,
new
uh,
direction.
new ads.
The
New
magic
direction.
of ketamine is not only from major, post-traumatic stress disorder and severe emotional traumas, but also now just, mainstream anxiety and depression. But also ketamine
Wow.
has a remarkable cascade in the brain. It creates something called neuroplasticity, which is the ability of neurons to make
We are not
additional
doctors, by the
connections
way.
with other
Yes.
neurons.
We should put
So
that
what
out
that
there.
means
Yeah,
in
well,
real life
I
is
think
that it
that
helps
that's
with
just more
memory,
I'm
it helps
learning
focus.
about
But what's most important
name.
when we're trying to treat anxiety is it helps to actually cement those healthier thought patterns
see how
that
it's
you're
still
going
a
to
good
start
thing?
to have while under the influence of ketamine.
Okay.
There you go. There's like a 23andMe for
Yeah.
your nickname. There's the origin.
Wow, I'm learning.
So
Wholesome and healing.
I don't want to start cross-referencing this, but did you who is she a doctor? Is the woman who was speaking a doctor?
I believe so.
I hope so.
I believe. I didn't see that. This is a longer Vice piece, I think, and it went through all of their qualifications. I think at the very beginning, it had a disclaimer saying,
Yeah, I
"This
saw
is not
that.
medical advice in any way, and that's not what we're intending either." But
No, I want to note the Special K. They actually noted it.
well, yeah, that's
They
what it's
called
called.
it.
So it is called.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
why.
This
This is
is
why
good.
we bought
That's why we.
I
When
made
you
fun
said
of
it,
you.
we
Yes,
were
I
like,
I know. I just wanted to make sure that we totally called that out. Okay.
So I'm only going to jump back quickly here as a circle back because when we first introduced this podcast and who we were, Kristina notably mentioned that she was often called Special K, to which Bret and I immediately thought
erupted in
ketamine.
laughter.
Yes, and
To which you thought was the wholesome
the wholesome
cereal.
side. Yeah, but now I understand there is, like this whole video here is like they're also kind of numbed out and.
Well, it's a very.
They use that. That's what
They're
my son
helping
had
with
when he broke his
anxiety
arm.
and stuff. So maybe
Yeah.
that I do that. I help.
Yeah, could be. Could be. It's
I
in
knew.
micro
I didn't even
doses. You might be able to
understand. I
help.
could be a micro dose, like a
they-
little special K.
They talk about psychedelics, microdosing psychedelics to treat anxiety and depression as
Yeah,
well.
that's what I'm
lately.
saying.
That's been kind of on the up lately. However,
Oh my God.
have your kids ever not like hurt themselves and been hospitalized for anything?
Yeah, but they there was no special K. They get it all the time.
They weren't. They weren't sedated for any like replacement of
No,
bones
they
or anything?
morphine. They had some morphine.
Really?
Yeah, he broke his arm, and that was quite an experience.
Did they replace the arm?
Reset it while he was sitting on my lap?
I'm surprised they didn't use Special K
No, there was no special K.
because that's what they used for my son.
No,
recently.
only Mama fix of special
that
K.
was
Yeah.
Also special K though.
Yeah, well, it
So
is. It's
that's
the
what
more
she said.
organic version.
There you go.
And I'll say that there's a no joke, guys. People will say, well, I need my Kristina fix or my special K fix. And now I understand. Now it all makes sense.
There you go.
It's those thoughts. So, any other circle backs before we jump into the topic of control?
I think I'm good, actually. I don't think that I have anything.
I have a couple to, and these are truth or real circle backs. The organization episode.
Yes.
I knew he was going to do this.
Yes.
The organization. What do you think they are? Go
Yeah.
ahead.
No.
No,
Venture
I
your
already know.
You
what
work
you're
your
gonna-
magic. Come
No,
on.
and these are real. These are actual fact check corrections because I was mortified when I listened back to the edit. And in the helicopter that appeared to be levitating, where the blades did look like they were spinning, I had mentioned that it was a frame rate
Yes, you did. I
circumstance
remember
that
this.
Yes, I
allows
do
that.
too.
Yeah, I was like,
What I
wow.
failed to mention is that frame rate and shutter speed work in action together to create this effect.
Oh, okay.
So
Everyone, do you understand that?
I won't get into the very specifics of it, but
Okay.
it's both of those things that allowed that to
Okay.
appear like it was levitating. I lost sleep that first night afterwards thinking, my God, why didn't I mention
Why?
shutter speed?
I did it
Why
wrong.
only frame rate?
Yes.
Secondly, the music drop that I played was Northside Benji,
Mm-hmm.
who is not only Canadian, not only a
Oh.
bit of CanCon, but from Brampton, Ontario.
Oh, God. That's close.
Oh,
That's very
good.
close.
That was very
Is
good,
that the
so-
one I was interested in? And then Kristina was
Yes.
like, okay.
Yes. Yeah. And we tried
like
to rush
it.
you along, but
I
yeah,
like
he
it.
is.
I love that even more now.
He couldn't be more local.
Well, you
really.
can meet him for
So-
coffee. That's what I'm saying.
Not anymore. He's blown up a little bit since
Okay,
2018
blown
when he
up
first came out.
people.
Do you know who
Yeah,
you're
for sure.
talking to?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Don't get her on her name drops.
Yeah, right? Like, do you know
Which one?
Excuse
I don't even want to
me.
say one because
Yeah.
it will lead to
Yeah,
an actual
I'm
story
not.
of a name
Yes.
drop.
Okay.
Me name dropping? I'm not name dropping.
And he wasn't very nice. That's all I'll say.
Okay. All right. So
I do have one more.
Oh, yeah.
give us your next one.
I also was mortified
Oh,
that
Lord.
I could not nail
Uh-oh.
Braveheart, the year Braveheart was
I
released.
knew he was going to kill that one.
that I want you guys to give me another one.
Oh.
Please, I'd like to. I put together a little drop even for myself. temporary, because that's a real song. That's not royalty free.
It's going to have to be a classic, though. Like something that...
It's a wonderful life.
Okay.
That's kind
So
of...
hard. That's out of his
Right? Like,
No,
that's
I think
so
I
oldie goldie.
I can get that one.
That's old.
Whoa,
No.
he's going to circle
Are
back
you really
even harder.
gonna, right?
Oh,
Why
sorry,
don't
guys.
you
That's
do
me.
something
I got to
like
get my phone ready so we
Pretty
can
in
look it
pink.
Okay. Pretty in pink.
up. Oh, Lord. Is that the one we're doing?
Well,
You guys
it's a
decide.
it's a classic. Oh, Breakfast Club. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, breakfast. Well, for us older
Black Club.
folks,
Special K Breakfast Club.
Yeah. Oh, see, it all makes sense. Breakfast Club.
Okay.
Come on, buddy. Like, you can do it. No pressure.
I'm gonna
Hold
put-
on. Let's just go back real quick here. For anyone that has not tuned in to previous episodes, in the episode where we were discussing the topics of the movie Titanic and Braveheart, Bret had very confidently made the comment that he comes really close.
Very confident.
Within a year of
either side.
Of either side.
Was it one?
I thought it was 1 year. He
1
was
year on
very
either side.
confident.
Okay. And he was
Of some movie that comes out. Now he's re-challenging.
First of all, we're really skipping over that I was correct on Titanic.
Okay, wow.
That really isn't important.
Don't say it. Okay,
So
go.
which one are we doing?
The Breakfast Club.
Okay. I'm going to say The Breakfast Club is 1986.
Whoa.
Wow,
Are you
okay.
psychic?
85.
1985. All right. He redeemed himself.
Okay.
Oh my.
hold on.
do this
Let's
one.
Let's try Pretty in Pink.
Oh no. We're going to another one. Okay. Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
89.
No,
No.
86.
Mom. You should have stopped there, my friend. You should have stopped. I'm like, you're on a high note. That is like, why would you go again?
Is Pretty in Pink 88?
Okay, hold on. I'm going to.
Well, you can't really do that.
I can't. No.
Yeah.
it's-
Like,
I've already lost.
yeah.
Yeah, you're-
Yeah.
Say again?
88, Pretty in Pink?
No, sorry. Again.
86.
Maybe stop while you were on a high note.
Remember when he said that thing with a lot of confidence?
I have a gift. I can really.
I did say I have a gift.
Any movie.
It was
one
like a
year,
healing
one
power.
way, 1 year the other way. Just give me any movie.
It
I
might have
got
trumped your Special K powers.
We all have our gifts. That's what the work I do. I help people discover them. So you just
true.
discovered it.
There you go. Well, I got one. So
What did he discover?
Sometimes he needs to work on it a bit.
we'll work on it. We'll work on it for next week.
Optimism. All
Okay.
right. So,
Why would you do that?
I have another theme. I liked our helicopter theme previously in the organization episode,
Okay.
I believe. So this one is a boat theme.
Okay. Oh. Does that guy even have clothes on? Why would you do that?
I like how he looked afterwards like, what could have went wrong with that?
Why? I just airborne off
thing
the
is-
land that was there.
I just have one question for both of you. In watching that, are you not thinking like, now what happened to your boat? Like,
Yeah.
where's your
He's
boat?
not.
Yeah.
He's not.
Clearly.
For those
I was
that,
thinking, where's your shirt?
Yeah, right. For those that are listening to the audio, it's basically a guy who was in a boat and decided to hit land and land into another, like,
He was trying to jump. I think he was trying
Was
to
it?
get a
Was
little
it?
air,
Yeah.
and then he thought he could land successfully
I
yeah,
don't know
and he
where he
lost
was.
the
with a
boat.
propeller. So that was pretty tame in
Yeah.
comparison to this one. This guy is trying to outchase
That's
crazy?
dangerous.
You are crazy. Well, I Why probably would you shouldn't say do that?
Yeah, that's serious.
That is
stuff
crazy.
right there.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do
never
that. Like
do
that.
that.
That's really some.
I mean, I have my
serious-
boating license. I'm pretty sure that's not even.
I do
like-
too.
I have my boating license,
Yeah.
and I think I could beat him
Yeah.
if I tried, but don't do it.
Yeah, I'm.
Yeah, but I don't think you're supposed
No,
to
you're
do
not
that.
supposed to do
Just the point.
No, dolphins do it.
Just joking.
They
Yeah,
play
that's true.
They play peekaboo at the front of the boat.
That's
but
true.
Not humans.
You learned another fact about dolphins that I sent you the documentary of off mic.
I'm not even. Yes, this dolphin basically is quite affectionate with humans, and I will leave it at that.
Okay.
This is not real.
I can't believe it.
Oh, it's another boat. Oh my God! Is it real? Is it real?
This is not real.
That's real.
Gosh. Okay.
I don't know how he did that. I've been in boats like that my whole life
I
since
know.
I've been a kid, and I don't know how you get the boat to do that.
So then,
without-
how do we know it's real?
Well, it looked pretty real.
Oh, so you don't know.
Well, I don't know. I don't have the.
So it could be a. This is not.
Well, it
real.
actually looks pretty amazing. The guy went right back up on his boat.
He's like a wheelie.
He's
but
like doing
not
a
on wheels.
wheelie with the motor.
his
boatie.
balance. His
Yeah.
balance was incredible.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know. I'm gonna say it wasn't real, but hey.
I'll say it's real.
It look real. I'll reach out to him and we'll find
yeah,
out for
yeah.
next week.
Holler. All right. Well, I'm ready. I'm ready to discuss control.
Okay.
Are you, Kristina?
I'm always ready.
You
to
recognize
talk.
that one?
You are.
I do, but I don't know who sings
This
it.
is
don't.
it's a Canadian classic.
I can't get it.
I do know the song.
I can't
just
get
don't
it.
know. I do know the song. I don't know who sings it.
No. That one.
You made a good effort.
Yeah, I made an effort.
It's-
No, I love that you do.
Yeah. I can't
like
help
one
it.
of
I'm
my
like in it. I'm in the moment.
It's Todd Dammit Kearns'
Oh yeah, right. I'm not
Age
gonna-
of Electric.
I would never.
I wouldn't have known that. Remote control. See, I
You got it.
I don't know. I don't know.
He's looking
it.
for that remote control. And
I don't know.
ultimately his self-control.
Oh, is it? It's not remote control.
It's remote control. But then it
I
spirals
made
into
it up. I was like, oh my god.
that was the next lyric.
I mean, I don't want to jump into something so crazy on that, but remote control.
Oh wow.
Who
Are we
uses
gonna-
that? Who uses that term in their house?
Remote control.
Your kids probably?
No.
No.
I've used it.
Remote. Just remote. Never the control part.
True. It's
yeah.
like when I was calling them maxi pads and people were like, why are you saying maxi pads? I'm like, I think the commercials say that. And they're like, yeah, women don't say what the commercial says.
That's a brand.
Wow, that's like a
Oh, is it a brand? Is that a brand?
Yeah.
Wow.
Maxi's the brand.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Right?
yeah. Well, you're doing a great job though,
Well,
like, right?
yeah.
Like now you don't need to say
You
the
need
whole
your
word.
little fingers, those
Yeah.
maxi pads. Like, what if you used always?
Oh,
What do you call those?
You just in general say pads.
Right. Okay.
Like,
That's what I was
Yeah.
scolded into saying.
okay. Well, this is
oh, that's amazing.
I thought it was the same thing.
yeah. Well, you're short for me.
Remote is
Well, it's
probably
like
a brand.
You wouldn't say like you go get those Pampers diapers. What if you use Huggies? Right? So it's like you don't.
Yeah. Well,
You don't
you're
really-
calling it the brand, right?
Although there are a few things that get called by the brand improperly, like cotton swabs often get called Q-tips, but they're not actually Q-tips because Q-tips is the brand. Do you guys know that?
You're like,
And Kleenex is the brand, but it's really tissue. You know, I was
It's very good.
so much education.
Yeah, I know. So
Those
and
are-
I'm not a doctor.
True.
yes.
None of us are.
Let's get back to control.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do
So
it.
tell us remote control.
I just felt like asking, like, what do you use for that term in your house about?
Well, I think right now we just shorten everything. Right?
But when we were kids, we called it the converter.
Oh, I remember that. Remember that box with the wire
Yeah,
that you
I-
go click, click. You didn't get that?
No.
I called it the converter in our house
But
forever.
no, but did you have the box
The-
with
yeah.
the long cord that attached to the
No, you didn't.
No, not that box. I had the.
I did.
I had the one where it was like
It was brown.
Yeah,
remember
a big
seeing
brown. Yeah.
those. My grandparents had those at their house. I remember them, but no, I had the like what's that little box that had like the small knob and then the channel knob. There was the two knobs, and one was kind of for the antenna. Remember that?
Okay. Yeah.
Remember those?
And it moves slowly.
There was.
When
It
you
was
twist
just
it.
like
I remember that. Yeah.
I can't describe it, but anyhow. All right, control. The topic of control. Mm-hmm. So,
Tell me more.
Tell you more. Man, that could go really far. But let's just talk about the fact of control in our lives and controlling things around us, factors.
Yeah. So I would say many of us are control freaks because the idea when you are, okay, I'm going to go deep, guys, get ready. Control, if you go deeper, is usually based around fear of losing control, fear of the unknown. So some will get extra focused on controlling issues or controlling routines or whatever in order to feel safe, in order to feel as though that they're, quotation, in control, which sometimes it's not working for you. It's actually working against you.
I feel like I have a fun one kind of on that note. is, do you mind being a passenger or do you prefer being a driver?
I am learning now to be more of a passenger, but I naturally go to driving.
Bret?
I hate driving. I love being a passenger.
That's
It's
why
true.
you hang out with us.
Yeah, actually, and Candice is a very good driver.
I'm a terrible passenger.
Yeah.
She's driven us in and out of a lot of situations that we probably wouldn't have got there either on time or alive without her driving. Really, she's really good.
Well, it's a metaphor for life too, right?
I guess that's true.
usually you have people around you that are drivers, like no pun intended, but they take control of a situation. They will kind of, if there's crisis, those are the people that control. They'll come in and control it, make sure that everyone's okay, and then puts everyone in their right, spots, and then get everything up and running again.
What do you guys think are like the pros and the cons of being either in control or being good at kind of following the lead a little bit sometimes? Where are scenarios you think that's...
Well, I know for myself, like in the work that I do and, working on team dynamics and whatnot, I've seen when it works really well and when it does not work very well.
When what? Being in control?
Being in control. Okay. So everybody needs to have a little bit of that element in you to be in control, right? Like, well, I'm in control of the situation. I can action and do things to make the dial move. Right? Or you have people that are so controlling that they can't let anybody help them.
Yeah, they don't do well at like taking that feedback, I
right?
guess. Yeah.
And they actually, so when I coach and stuff, I will see people that get themselves so worked up about how overwhelmed they are, but it's a self-fulfilling prophecy because they got caught up in the control game and they couldn't delegate or let go of things when they could actually be in a better situation.
So you think a good leader is good at being in control, but also good at balancing out.
100%.
Also following in
100%.
instances. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that you need to have awareness to be able to balance it out. It's when you don't have awareness around it that it can be very dangerous.
Like an out of control.
Yeah,
control
it can be
freak
reckless,
kind of
actually.
thing. What do you think, Bret?
I agree with that. I definitely struggle with it myself because for me it's as everything relates to time that I talk about with work stuff.
Yep.
Doing things in a way is typically something that's efficient, that's been done over and over again. So it's like a means to an end. This is how we do it in order to get it done quickly, efficiently to the client, to whatever. So wavering from that, I do get a little itchy because I'm like, oh crap, like this could require learning something new or something different, which takes time away from just reaching that end goal, moving on to the next thing, or putting a little extra time into the creative element of it where you're like, ooh, I do need to sit down and be a little bit more flowery with how I do this. So I do get those itches when it's just small little control losses that I'm like, no, let's just do it this way because this is how we just get it done. And you do fall in a trap, or I find myself falling in a trap if you do that too much. But at the same time, there's so much to do that you could also find yourself so behind if you don't get it all done. So it's a balance. I agree. I don't have any answers of how to fix it because I'm always trying to fix it myself and try to be aware of it when it happens because I know it happens often.
Yeah, and I would say this. Here's the reality, guys. If you're a control freak, no one wants to work with you. So because you're not allowing room to communicate. You're not allowing room to kind of go, hey, let's work on this together or whatever. You're holding it close. And when you understand that and you can see it, then you can be like, okay, is this can I let go a little bit here? Like, is it worth getting me so frustrated and upset inside? Because, a control freak, because I was one, I'm working on it, gets very set in the way that things need to be done. And if they're not done that way, then you get like frustrated. And then you might not even, like I've witnessed this many times, you might not even be nice to other people because you're so focused in on the controlling the situation that you've lost the level of engagement with people on your team or however that might be working. Mm-hmm. So
there's a growing up in our family, it was always so funny, is like, worry about the things you can control and worry less about the things you can't control. Your worry should only surround how you will respond to the scenario that you were unable to control, right? There's just certain things that happen in our life that we don't get to pick and choose. We don't get to, you know, tailor it to our expectation or our wants or our needs. And sometimes you have to adapt to that. So it's true to say if you're too controlling, you could be easily let down by outcomes. So it's a interesting thing.
One of the best things, sorry to interrupt, one of the best things you said to me one time that I was like, you made fun of me, but I'm like, this is a pretty good piece of advice. Like this is a Candice original. We were driving, or I was driving, and I made a mistake while driving, and I was like, wow, it was this guy, right? Yeah. And you're like, well, no, it was really you. Like the light is the light. And then I was like, well, but the guy should have anticipated whatever. And then you were like, you can only drive your own car. You can't drive other people's.
I love that.
Oh, I've said it.
I think that's
since she
so
said
good.
that, I was like, that is the best
metaphor for life.
Yeah,
okay.
that's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Well, and it's true. It's like, and also you, with what you just said, it resonates because when I chat with people, it's kind of like that control conversation that I have with people. We have a tendency of carrying other people's issues, right? And because we want to control them, or we want to make sure that, you know, we're helping, but it's really a control thing, right? Like if I jump in here and I'm doing all this, then I'm controlling the situation. I hopefully can control this outcome. But the reality is all you're doing is carrying additional baggage, and you actually end up causing yourself more stress. And you have to learn to say, not my bag. Right? Not my bag, not meant to carry this. I can't control the outcome. All I can do is voice whatever you feel, because you can control that. But if it's beyond that scope, you got to let it go. So sometimes that means that people may need to fall, and that's okay. That's beyond your control. I know it can be hard because it could be people that you really care about and you don't want stuff to happen. But when we understand that, it's necessary and it's really not your thing. It becomes pretty freeing.
I would definitely agree with that. I think the coolest thing about us having this podcast and throwing this all together and having these topics about life and things that go on is that they're kind of a general topic. I mean, control we could talk about a million different things that involve the topic of control, whether it be self-control or controlled situations or controlled environments or what have you. But one of the things when we were coming up with these topics and we were sitting thinking about it, one of the things that stood out to me as a female in the world today is, and I'd love to hear both of you on this topic, is we now live in a space where the expectation for men and women alike, or all people, is that in order to kind of survive, everybody's got to be working and contributing, and therefore we're all sort of wearing a lot of different hats.
Right.
And it used to be in sort of that traditional sense of that old-fashioned family was like the man went out and he worked and he provided that financial support for his family, and the woman stayed home and controlled the household and the children and the homemaking, as as we once saw those traditional like families. And now the world is shifting away from that. And there's some positive notes to that, but there's also some redefining the family and redefining people's responsibilities. Because as you said, in the workplace, there's sort of a leader, and that leader controls the way to hand off jobs and make things happen so that things function. And we're seeing a shift in that now.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Do you guys think that, and this is just an opinion, I'm not trying to get on here to say that any of us are professionals.
Yeah, go.
But
I'm
feel,
professional.
Yeah. Well, I'm not.
I am not.
Yeah, I am very professional. So whatever, you let it rip.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not like, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just speaking to
You're
my
a mom and
feelings.
you wear many hats. You're speaking from experience.
And my own perspective. I just think like do you think that we're entering an era where there is a lack of control in the way our families operate? Or is there so many more controlling parts and it's kind of the lines are blurred everywhere? Do you know what do you get what I'm saying?
I think it's an interesting concept. So I would say that the traditional family is shifting. The idea around what that was much more around control, right? It was very structured. It was controlled and it was set, right? Like, this is my role. I am a man. This is my role. I'm the wife, and this is my role, and I'm the children, and blah, blah, blah. But what has happened, this is just from my perspective, what has happened is that there's a shift, right? So think about, I'll think about my mother-in-law. I'll think about, that generation. Moms were not in the workplace. They weren't in the workplace. And if you were in the workplace, you were kind of looked down. It was like the thought behind it was, oh, well, obviously your husband can't make enough money for you to be, that you have to go and work. So now it's shifting that really you can't survive if you don't have a dual income.
It's very hard.
A male and a female.
Absolutely.
So that coming into play, it's like, yes, that has shifted, but I would say, and it's a good thing that Women's International Day is coming up in March, because I want to say this, is that yes, we have shifted, but the expectations around those roles have not, right? So as a female, I think that you're expected still to do all these things, right? You're expected to still be the career mom, the super mom, the soccer mom, the hockey mom, whatever it is, right? And I think that could be pretty draining, and it's not realistic. So if we're going to make shifts in the family dynamic, then we have to really be honest that only works, this super mom, career mom, whatever, if you have two people that are actively really involved, because if not, you could be putting people on the verge of burnout.
Yeah, I think it's a lot on men too. The expectation has changed for men. Like, Bret, I know you're not a parent as of yet, but do you feel like as a man there's more for you to live up to now too? Or no?
I know this is getting too serious for some, I love this conversation.
I'm not. I wasn't.
Right?
I wasn't shitting on it.
I think that it's important to acknowledge that, one, we're trying to moving away from control. That's why we're bringing it. We're trying to moving away from control, yet we're still controlled by these unrealistic expectations, these unrealistic labels and all that stuff. So I really think that it needs to be a balance in the middle again. I'm really, these days, like, I think we've gone one extreme one way, another extreme the other way. I'm really, I just advocate for balance. Like, we need to kind of start having a little bit of both.
So do you think that there's less sort of control in the family dynamic? Like, kids are just out being kind of out there?
I think I've witnessed some stuff. And I have some teachers that are friends, and they've got a hard job, man. It's like the level of discipline or control,
or lack thereof,
or structure, right, is necessary. And right, it is necessary, because now we have, and I've witnessed it multiple times, you have some people, some young kids that are they don't have manners. They're not even like basic manners in how they should be engaging with others. And that's because that doesn't come from school. That comes from the home front. And whether or not people like that's truth, right? And then
I think it comes kind of from everywhere, though.
Yeah.
I think the fact that schools can't have
they
any
can't deal
control
with them.
over
They can't
the
deal
kids
with them
anymore.
Yeah.
None. You can't tell a child not to have a cell phone. Like, they're so limited. There's a lack of control.
But that's where I think it's gone again. There's that pendulum for me. It's gone the extreme the other way, where you're not helping the situation. When we wanted to shift and make change, it's really to make things better. But if you're shifting it all the way and you remove everything, then you're taking away from what we need, right? So if we do need change, then maybe we need to change to the middle. And the other place, like again, that balanced approach. Yes, have discipline, but maybe we don't give kids the strap at school, right? So this is like the truth, right? Like maybe they get detention and now they don't get beaten. I get it, okay? But it's like this extreme is just, it's too much. And I think that loss of control is making chaos. Like I feel I'm nervous about the younger generation coming through. And I think about it even at work. Like how do you manage these folks, right? If they're not accustomed to rules and having some sort of
Bret's
structure.
about to get fired up. No?
Nope.
I'm surprised because you always kind of go on that topic with me.
I dipped out for a second.
Why? What happened? Tech.
Yeah, it was a tech thing.
Oh no!
But it's fine. I came back in.
Okay, he's back. He's back.
And I don't want to derail you. It sounded good.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was just like, remember my word, truth. Yeah, okay.
So I saw this super cool study recently. I don't want to get in the topic because I like to tread on the air of caution that we are not professionals at some of the topics they come from. Opinions. Well, no, again, I'm not a professional in statistics, so I don't like to talk about it. But they did a study in a controlled environment, and it was with teachers from all different ethnic backgrounds.
Nice.
And they were to monitor kids on a screen. So it's a controlled study. So they were to monitor the children on the screen to what they thought was find the child who was misbehaving. The study in actual fact was doing eye tracking to track what child they most paid attention to. And the study was very interesting. It appeared that all of the ethnic groups of teachers focused more on one particular ethnicity with eye tracking in this controlled study. And I thought it was really cool. I'll send it to both of you.
What were the results?
The results were that the eye tracking detected that all teachers paid more attention to the little boy, the black little boy. That was the study, and I was really taken back by it. Part of me felt like very upset because I can tell that that's probably from years and years of these types of things. But it was a study, so they thought they were supposed to pick out the misbehaved child, but eye tracking saw that every ethnic group looked to, or most of them looked to, that little boy. It was upsetting to me. Anyways, I just think that's kind of interesting when we speak about control because I'm really interested in different studies and stuff like that. I'll send you guys both that study.
Well, we'll put it in the show notes. Send it to me and we'll
I thought it was quite interesting. So,
yeah. And yeah, I think also I thought you were going to go that the kids that were misbehaving would get the most attention. And
no one was misbehaving. No child misbehaved. They actually purposely.
That's hard to believe.
No, they actually,
come on. Like what?
They actually intentionally made the kids not misbehave. Okay. They were just sitting at a table being little kids. And the eye tracking detected that. Now, obviously, there's, again, going to be flaws in the studies and we can pick it all apart, but it is something to kind of note and take note of, right? That the control that's happened with humans over the years in general has an impact on sometimes the way we think.
Yeah.
And the way we operate.
Yeah.
And I think that's...
Well, it's the conditioning that really kind of sets people into more controlling views, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know. I just thought it really related to the topic of control. Again, it's such a wide range of conversation.
It's great. And I think this is the intention of the podcast. Like, you know, so just so the audience really understands, we keep the conversations pretty vague before the topic's vague because we never know where it's going to go. And when we do that, like we haven't talked about anything. We just came and literally we come and sit at the table and we're like,
especially
okay,
today.
Let's talk about control. And then this is what came out. And I actually really enjoy it. And I want to say thanks because there's such beauty in that organic conversation and just allowing it to flow and see where we go. So this is where we went today. And I thank you for that. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Likewise.
So now I'm going to move us far away from that.
Yeah. Okay.
No, that was very good for me to listen to. Even was.
He's got his Whistler
I know,
sweatshirt.
but-
He just came back from Whistler. For those, if you're in the U.S., it's a really cool place in Canada.
It's very laid back.
Yeah.
In comparison
and
to
very
Yeah.
inexpensive.
And he really wanted to
Affordable.
show it off.
Every place
that
was
he has this
affordable that I
beautiful
went.
sweatshirt on, just to remind us that he went and we did not.
Right. That's my motive.
It worked.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
It looks good though. I just wanna say.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And getting over a sickness.
Oh, gosh.
And feeling not great either has always been good. And we're not recording on our typical Tuesday because of that, because of me, typically. And it was a holiday week too, right?
Yeah, but we're all very busy. For us to actually land on this time, I think it's awesome because you just show the level of commitment that, we really want to make sure that we get our weekly podcast out, and we are here at off hours. But it's awesome. So yeah.
Okay.
Where's Bret taking us?
All right.
Take
So
us.
when I saw this video,
Oh God. Okay.
this
here we
brought
go.
me back. I couldn't get enough of it. And it seems to be kind of snowballing across the internet. It's a 22-year-old video that has kind of resurfaced, and it really brings back for me the feels of that era that it was shot in.
22 years ago.
22 years ago.
Okay, I'm in my
if my
20s.
math is correct. So this was shot on Saturday, February 10th, 2001 in Denton, Texas.
Ooh.
Okay.
2001.
And it was made by
Just graduated
Rick
from
Perry
university.
and Nathan Austin, who then enlisted their friend Horatio Jones to edit it. So essentially they put together a yard sale, a garage sale, in Texas, where they wanted to really showcase the invented economy or the controlled economy of a garage sale. This is kind of the structure, the unspoken
Control.
structure of what happens at a garage sale. So especially the fact that this came out in 2001.
Well, think about the video back then. Like no one
Well,
had
I'm
phones.
excited to
That's why
see
even the look of the
this.
video, I was like, oh, we used to shoot things like this, not quite so ridiculously elaborate, but kind of in the same vein when I was in university, and just get people's reactions. And this is post 9/11 stuff too. So there's really not much reality TV. At the time, Tom Green
I
probably
remember
was
Tom
the only, when he was
his socks.
pre MTV, right? When he was Canadian.
too,
Yep.
Yeah, those Canadians, man, they're pretty awesome.
They are. They really do. They're pioneers in some regards. And Jackass to a certain degree, not so much the hurting themselves, but when they'd prank each other in public.
Yeah.
Those were really the only things that I saw that were kind of within this same vein, right? But this has more of an artistic message that
Of course.
Oh, it's
they
gonna
pulled
be
a
a
quote
goodie.
from Marshall McLuhan's "The Medium is the Message."
Okay.
And now I was in university in 2001 taking media and information technoculture, and Marshall McLuhan, you couldn't get higher up within that faculty than the medium is the message,
All right,
right?
let's do it.
So I'm going to attempt to read through this really quick. This is the quote that they base this whole thing off of from the medium is the message. Environments are not passive wrappings, but are rather active processes which are invisible. The ground rules, pervasive structures, and overall patterns of environment elude easy perception. Anti-environments or counter situations made by artists provide means of direct attention and enable us to see and understand more clearly. Humor, as a system of communication and as a probe of our environment, of what's really going on, affords us the most appealing anti-environment tool. It does not deal in theory, but in immediate experience, and is often the best guide in changing perceptions. Marshall McLuhan, "The Medium is the Message." So this is the very elaborately set up garage sale from 2001, where everything looked like a regular garage sale, except nothing had prices listed, and you needed to ask the PriceMaster how much things
I
were.
like it already.
So this is the PriceMaster.
This is great. If you tune in only by audio, you got to give this a watch on YouTube.
And these are just regular people.
I'm laughing because of the video back then. Like,
Yeah.
Make me an offer. He's talking like he's like the Oz, like
Do
Yeah.
take check.
$17.95 for the mini TV.
Oh my god, the mini TV.
And then
What? What? Oh my god.
so you have to ask the helper, and then the helper asks the price master how much it is.
$17,000.
Everything has a price according to the price master.
PriceMaster, how much for the bronze crucifix?
great. It's way overpriced. Does anyone pay?
It's wonderful. The signs themselves are worth it.
Well, some people kind of get it. They are going along. This elderly lady, she's in on it somehow. Or she's not in on it, but she gets the joke. But the guy looks at the guy. He's like, he said 150,000. So thanks, Price Master.
You're not selling any of this stuff, right? Oh, you. This stuff is not for sale.
This stuff is not for sale.
Yeah.
This guy is like,
That's the price of your money.
But they've done up the whole the front porch pretty elaborately.
is that a human in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a
in
mess.
there. This is so
Yeah,
dumb.
it is so
I
dumb.
love
It's so dumb, but it's taken off.
Again?
Well,
Like-
it's somehow it's been discovered and resurfaced. So now, the actual official channel on YouTube is the Price Master.
Oh my
where
gosh.
Everything is for sale. Is the header, and the full video itself is 32 minutes long, right? So that was just a little 2-minute
It got
excerpt.
374.
371,000
Price
views
Master.
from 8 years ago. So it's
Oh, okay,
it's
from
gaining
8 years,
steam.
from
There's
8 years.
also, now that it's taken on this internet popularity, people have now edited things together where they've edited the Price Master's pricing in order of expense, like of like lowest to highest and highest to lowest. The Price Master's dances for certain things because he dances to certain certain people. When he looks directly at the people or when he doesn't, they've kind of, there's songs. People have made songs about
Yeah,
it now
oh
too.
my.
So
Christina,
it's
know.
really
if we do a garage sale at your
Yeah, we'll
place
do
and
the
you
Price
declutter,
Master.
we'll get Bret to play the
I would love to play
Brett
the
can
Price
just
Master.
dress up and be the Price Master. You don't need to play it.
Yeah.
So up
$5
to
million.
they were very random prices too.
Yes.
It would have been, I don't know if he should have set things a little lower, a little more realistically,
Yeah.
because then people would be like, okay, that's still crazy, but I don't
But
know.
don't you think, like, honestly, let's say it was realistic and you're kind of like, hey, how much is this camera? Like, oh, can you ask him?
Can you ask him?
Yeah. And you're like, what? What's happening here? I will make the price $20. Like, you would be like, what is going on?
The key is he's not making the price. He's just telling you what the price is. The Price Master has the prices. He's not saying he's
this
made
is what
them.
I'm saying. The Price Master. That was my impersonation of the Price Master.
Okay.
That
was
was
good.
not
I
the
liked it.
person that's giving it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. All right.
So up to and including 3 days ago, I'm seeing podcasts where people are trying to bring this more to light and truly give the filmmakers credit, because one of them works in film now to this day.
That's awesome.
Rick Perry, he works in like a Dungeons and Dragons
Oh,
show
fun.
or something like that, and he builds miniatures. So
Yeah, I can
people have
see
kind of
it.
got
I
into
can see
his
it.
stuff. So I just think stuff like this is great.
$5 million.
We're doing this.
Most of the people, I don't know if this is a reflection of Denton, Texas, but nobody was really like, what the fuck is this? Like
Yeah.
everybody was like, okay, like this guy, I have to ask him for the price.
Obviously, you don't want to sell
That was
anything.
my, I liked her. She's
couple
like, so you're
people-
not here to work. And
There were some people who were like $5 for this, and he's like $5 billion, and they're like, I'm just gonna put a $5 bill right here, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this with me.
Thank you.
And the guy who's walking around, nobody was pushy or whatever, but he's like, if the Price Master said it wasn't that price, you can't take it for that price.
Too funny.
So I thought it was great. Check it out if you want to watch the whole 32-minute video. But that 2-minute clip kind of gives you an idea. Okay, lastly, this will ring for you guys specifically. How about a little control via hypnosis, but ASMR hypnosis?
Right into the center of the vortex. Right into the center of the vortex.
Be careful you don't fall asleep.
Allow yourself to surrender.
She's getting.
yourself
I'm
to
very
surrender.
tired. I can't stay
going.
focused.
Sleep and dissolve.
I'm going.
Into the vortex. Into the vortex.
I know you guys are making fun of
You need
this,
to
but you guys love this stuff.
It's the control. It's
Into the
losing my
vortex.
control. We
And
love
dissolve.
this.
You guys and your
We do.
ASMR.
We do it all the time.
Oh, I'm gone again.
Follow the flower.
Oh, you were out? Sorry.
She's putting me out, man. I'm trying to stay focused
We'll
for
make
the
it so.
conversation. Shh.
But as we progress,
Oh my God.
you will get sleepier and sleepier. And eventually,
Lost
No.
control.
Oh, hypnosis is quite the interesting topic with
and
control.
eventually,
It is, but
The lights
not as
will
effective
start
when
to
it's
dim.
non-ASMR
she's-
hypnosis.
by little,
I don't think she's.
every time the light dims a little bit more, you will become just
So it's a lot of
little
this.
bit
She kind of fast forwards to using like Amazon packaging,
Oh wow.
and
That one's gonna make you pass out, Kristina.
So
Be
many
careful.
colors.
Oh, I can feel it. I'm like, where am I? Where am I right now?
Okay.
Am I in
And
a
every
rainbow?
time you hear this song,
I think
I
stuff.
think she failed at the
I
hypnotism part.
think I don't think I'm out. I don't think so.
ASMR, well, anything ASMR needs, it kind of places people in a category. Like if you react to it where you're like, ooh, this is very interesting. That's a certain type of person.
Yes.
Another type of person might just not get it and move on. Another person might get blinded by anger and be like, this is
What?
ultra
What?
annoying.
Yeah.
I still to this day don't get any of it, to be honest with you.
My
at
daughter
all.
loves it. She loves it.
But
But
because
it's
it's
different.
soothing?
It's like, yeah, it's like you're in a meditative state at that point. You're just listening to like,
See,
But
to
that's
me,
that's
I
driving
can't
me
at
insane.
all.
it's not my thing. But
I'm surprised.
She loves it.
She's not making fun of it. She
no,
is
she
into it.
totally loves it. There's a
interesting.
whole community that loves it. Like it's just a different way of, it's like if you were listening to water, you know how some people
Okay,
like water
that's
that
soothing.
drop and whatever. It's like
Maybe not the dropping, but like water flowing.
like
No. Like that's Chinese
Water
torture,
torture.
isn't it?
yeah. Anyways, yeah. So interesting. Another great find.
What?
That's all I have.
Oh,
okay.
I was
We didn't
waiting
know.
on.
That looks
I
like
was
there's
all
one more.
excited.
Yeah.
Quick, 2 little quickies.
Well, I think that the all in all of every single one of our topics goes to say, and I think it's true, you brought it up a few times in this podcast today, Kristina, is that balance is really everything. Not to
it's
get on the topic of balance, but you need to have a level of self-control, but you also need to have a level of knowing how to not be in so much control. And I think that that's...
Here's a sign. If something isn't going your way and you're getting angry, you've lost your balance. Right?
You're out of control.
Right? You should be able to navigate if things are not going your way to the point where you're like, okay, let me just step back. Let's see how I can navigate. Let's see how I can move it. But if you're starting to lose your cool on it, then that's something that you may want to lean into a bit.
For sure. I would have to agree. And like always, you guys, you have any more? You got something for us, Bret? You drifted.
Take us out. I got some I have some music to take us out.
I'm gonna take us out.
This is Gully
Thank
Beats.
you.
Gully Beats, the PriceMaster.
Okay. Thank you for tuning in. And remember, you can find us at www.modernmatterspodcast.com, where you can find all of our social media links. Make sure to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. And thanks for tuning in once again. And thanks, you guys. It's always good to be back. It feels good.
Yeah, we're back on track. This
we
guy
go.
looks really creepy. You know, it reminds me of the guy from, Eyes Wide Shut. You know how they all wearing those creepy
Lord.
Yeah,
masks? Yeah.
I do.
Creepy.
The next garage sale.
The
of your place.
PriceMaster.
Thanks, guys. feel like that topic can take us a long way, actually, control.